to go after the enemy within, which is the American people.
He did not say that, Jake.
The enemy
he
within?
said that he was going to send the military after the American people. Show me the quote.
Hello, everybody. Guys, we have JD Vance and Jake Tapper in a heated exchange. This has both undertones of racism and not even undertones of just straight fascism. Let's get right into it.
Talking about Donald Trump and what he said.
Yes. And
Donald Trump says.
And you'd much rather talk about what Donald Trump allegedly said than what Donald Trump did in office.
I'm talking about
what he did in office, Jake.
What he said publicly.
1.5%
He wants to use
inflation.
the military to go after the enemy within, which is the American people.
He did not say that, Jake.
The enemy
he
within?
said that he was going to send the military after the American people. Show me the quote where he said
he was going to. He said the enemy within.
He said far left lunatics. He's talking about the people rioting.
Guys, am I missing something? Far left lunatics, whatever way he defines that. What, people who want child care and child tax credits, abortion care, reproduction rights for women? I don't know what he's talking about. But these are Americans, am I right? Am I missing something here? Far left people, are these not Americans?
And Schiff.
He's talking about people rioting after the election. I think
the Pelosi's were rioting after the election?
He said
Adam Schiff was rioting after the election?
You're using two separate phrases. He said about using the military, that far left lunatics, people who riot in the wake of an election, people who burn down American cities in the summer of 2020, yes, we should have a federal law enforcement
This is what
response.
he said to Joe Rogan on Friday. The enemy within that he wants the military to go after.
No, this is
the enemy within, a bigger problem than Kim Jong-un.
The second part.
We have people that are really bad people that I really think want to make this country unsuccessful. That's who the enemy within.
And did he say that he wants to use the military against those people?
Here's the game. Use the military to go after the enemy within.
Here's the game that you're playing. He said that
I'm not playing a game.
No. Can I answer the question, please? He said that he wanted to use the military to go after far left lunatics who are rioting, and he also called them the enemy within. He separately, in a totally different context, in a totally different conversation, said that Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff were threats to this country.
Were the enemy within.
Were
the enemy within. He said they were the enemy within.
So every time he uses the exact same phrase, we assume that he uses
I don't know.
military?
I don't throw around the term of enemy within to talk about using the military against going American people.
Guys, and I think this is a part that a lot of people missed out on, is it's not just this, the left and Schumer and Pelosi, the extreme left and Schumer and Pelosi. This is a pattern by Trump and this little racist worm, JD Vance. The things about immigrants, eating cats and dogs, or they're eating things that they shouldn't be eating. Trump has constantly and recently have been mentioning Congo, right? The racist, nasty MAGA rally that they had recently that I'll be making a video on. This is a pattern, guys. So when they say the enemy within, you best believe that they mean immigrants. For sure, they mean Black Americans, especially the ones on the left, right? And just overall the people on the left. These guys are gross and dangerous. It's just a matter of time that one of these MAGA morons tries to become a hero. Like, think about it. If you're on that side and you're in this bubble, and this is the kind of crap that you listen to, right? You might think you're really under siege the way these guys speak. Trump said in a recent rally that your children are not safe with illegal immigrants. These guys are not illegal. Those Haitians, how all this crap started, they're legal migrants. And he still said these stuff. They're poisoning the blood. They're dirtying the country. We're like a garbage can, he calls it. Who do you think that he's referring to when he says that?
And you're asking his vice president, but you won't let me answer the question. I'm telling you that Donald Trump has said, and I agree with him, that we should use the U.S. military to go after
Americans.
People who riot, who burn down our cities.
And this was what John Kelly was.
This
was what John Kelly was alarmed by. The idea of using the U.S. military to go after Americans. That's what he said.
Donald Trump never said Americans writ large. You keep on putting words in his mouth and
Are they or are they not Americans?
Far left people who commit acts of violence, who riot. And
now you're doing a very narrow definition of what he said, which is not what he said. That's not what he said. But let me ask you. Let me ask you the bigger question.
He did say that, Jake. He did. He said that he wanted to use the U.S. military. Let me clarify.
To go after far left lunatics, yes. And then he also added.
But even that, far left lunatics, what does that mean? You cannot use the military. He even said that he wants to use the military tribunal on different members of Congress. And Liz Cheney, actually, they bring that up now. This is insane.
rioting and looting.
And
he
added,
never said.
he added
he
Schiff,
never said.
and then he added the Pelosi's.
He never. He
and then he
said
added people that don't want the country
Adam
to succeed.
He said that Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi he used in a separate context in a separate conversation. And what you're doing is you're smashing two totally different conversations.
Fox asked him about this last week, and he didn't take issue with it. He said the enemy within is the biggest threat to this country.
But did he say the enemy within, that he's going to use the military against Nancy Pelosi? Donald Trump offered Nancy Pelosi the National Guard on January the 6th, and according to private emails, she rejected it.
So let's talk about things that he wants to do that are feeding into this concern that people like John Kelly and
guys, these are the same people that cry, "Oh, stop calling Trump a fascist," and saying that he's like Hitler or the Nazis. And they're allowed to say this, right? Oh, Trump got an assassination attempt because of what you guys are saying. Like, are you effing kidding me? Where are we going as a country? What are we doing?
General Mattis and General Milley have. He said on Friday, Special Counsel Jack Smith should get thrown out of the country. He's threatened to arrest election officials who cheated. We know that he believes a lot of people cheated that did not cheat.
Yes, if you violate the law, you should be arrested. Yes.
No one disagrees with that, but he's talking
Apparently
about...
you do, based on the way you're asking the question.
No, based on the fact that he's accused people that didn't break the law of breaking the law when it comes to the election. And if you want to revisit that, I'm happy to. But Liz Cheney, he said, should be put before a war tribunal. None of that sounds fascist to you at all?
No, of course it doesn't. Of
Putting
course
Liz
it
Cheney
doesn't.
before a military tribunal?
First of all, I don't buy into the premise of what you're saying, Jake, because I just on things that I know that he said, on things that I know that he said, you're imputing things, you're taking words out of context, you're taking two separate conversations and pretending that they were made at the exact same time. So I'm rejecting the premise of your question. I frankly don't believe what you're saying about Donald Trump's words. If you'd like to put up a clip and actually put him in context, I think the American...
Oh, guys, J.D. Vance wants a clip of what he said about Liz Cheney, and she should be put up front of a military tribunal. Let's give them to that right now.
Military tribunals against former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney. The former president reposted this image on his Truth Social account on Sunday. It reads, quote, "Liz Cheney is guilty of treason. Read Truth if you want televised military tribunals." In response, Cheney wrote,
all right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. He just completely keeps filibustering and denying and justifying. But guys, please subscribe if you got something from this video. I recently got monetized. You guys have been awesome with subscribing, liking, and leaving comments. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next one.